His story begins in a place designed to erase stories. He was Toussaint Louverture, born enslaved in the French colony of Saint-Domingue, a land we now know as Haiti. This colony was the jewel of the French Empire, a sugar and coffee powerhouse built on the backs of hundreds of thousands of enslaved people. Toussaint grew up in a world where the law was the whip and violence was the language of power. But Toussaint was different. He learned to read and write. He absorbed the spiritual traditions around him, both Catholic and African. He developed a reputation for calm, judgment, and discipline, qualities that made him stand out. He learned to speak the language of the colonists, the language of contracts, politics, and power, but he never forgot the brutality that language was used to justify. In 1791, the island erupted. Enslaved people rose up in a coordinated revolt, burning plantations and forming militias. This wasn't just a riot, it was the start of a war that would change the world. Toussaint wasn't the only leader at first, but he rose quickly. He combined strategic patience with ferocious commitment. In a world of chaos and cruelty, he brought order. He organized troops, secured supplies, and built alliances. His effectiveness made him powerful. The situation was incredibly complex. France was in the middle of its own revolution. Spain and Britain were circling, eager to grab French territory. Toussaint had to navigate this political storm. He initially allied with Spain, which offered weapons and support. But then, in 1794, revolutionary France made a world-shaking announcement. They abolished slavery in all their colonies. This was the moment Toussaint had been waiting for. He switched his allegiance to France, not out of love for Paris, but because a major European power had officially backed emancipation. He became the most formidable French general in the Caribbean, fighting off foreign invaders and uniting the colony under his command. He negotiated, threatened, and fought, doing whatever it took to protect the freedom that had been won. But here's where the story gets complicated. Winning a war is one thing. Building a free society is another. The colony's economy was built on plantations. Without production, the new society would starve, and foreign powers would have an excuse to invade and re-enslave everyone. So Toussaint made a controversial choice. He pushed people back to work on the plantations, not as slaves, but as paid laborers under military supervision. For many, this felt like a betrayal of the revolution. For Toussaint, it was a grim necessity to keep the dream of a free nation alive. By 1801, Toussaint was the effective ruler of Saint-Domingue. He issued a constitution that abolished slavery forever and made him governor for life, all while technically remaining loyal to France. It was a brilliant political balancing act. But in France, a new leader had taken power. Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon saw empire and profit. A black-led colony writing its own rules was an intolerable threat to his vision. In 1802, he sent a massive army to crush Toussaint and restore slavery. The French came with promises of peace but carried hidden daggers. Toussaint fought back, but he was eventually tricked. After agreeing to a ceasefire with assurances of his safety, he was arrested and shipped across the ocean to a cold stone fortress in the French mountains, isolated and weakened in a prison designed to break him. Toussaint Louverture died in 1803. It's said that as he was taken away, he warned his captors, "In overthrowing me, you have done no more than cut down the trunk of the tree of black liberty. It will spring back from the roots, for they are numerous and deep." And he was right. His removal didn't end the revolution. His lieutenants, led by the fierce Jean-Jacques Dessalines, continued the fight. When the French tried to bring back the chains of slavery, the resistance became an all-out war for independence. In 1804, they succeeded. Haiti was declared the first independent Black republic, a nation born from the world's only successful slave revolt. Toussaint didn't live to see that final victory, but he laid the foundation. He built the army, trained the leaders, and proved that freedom could be defended with force. His life shows us that freedom isn't just a single event. It's a project, a constant struggle that is never simple and never pure. He was a revolutionary, a statesman, and a leader who navigated an impossible world to build a future for his people. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story powerful, please like and subscribe for more.